Hello guys, hope you have not forgotten me. It's true that I have been a little bit irregular to come before you because of the pressure of regular online classes in my educational institution where I work. But I can promise that from now on, once again, I will come to share my ideas, views on literature, on grammar, and I hope that you will like my video. If you like it, I will once again request you to like, share and subscribe my channel, that is Sanjay's English Classes. And because of the changing scenario, I have also begun my online classes, and that can spread, the crossing the boundaries of state or the even countries also. So those who are interested, they are welcome to call me, to contact with me, and I am sure that I will be able to help them to disperse my duty with the best of my ability. Today I have come before you with a piece of literature, that is Pablo Neruda's poem. You must have heard, and this poem is included in CBSE Class 12 English book. From that book, I have chosen one poem, Pablo Neruda's poem. The name of the book is, from where I have taken this, the poem, there is Flamingo, and the name of the poem is Keeping Quiet. The poet Pablo Neruda, he was born in 1904 and passed away in 1973. He was born in the town of Pablo in Chile. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Pablo Neruda was a Chilean poet, diplomat and politician. He was perhaps the most important Latin American poet of the 20th century. All those things are written in the board also. His notable works. What are the notable works of Pablo Neruda? Residence on Earth, Canto General, 20 love poems, and a song of despair, etc. Now the poem of our today's discussion, that is Keeping Quiet. In this poem, the poet emphasizes on the necessity of introspection through which man can achieve unity and develop a feeling of brotherhood amongst all mankind. Now we shall read from this poem. Those who belong to the course, those who are the students of CBSE Class 12, Class 2, they would be directly benefited from this poem. Those who are not, they could also enjoy this poem because of its deep thought and very serious meaning in today's world. Actually, in today's world, all the time we are busy, all the time we are talking. It's a chaotic world, as William Shakespeare has said in his drama Macbeth, that man is a poor player that starts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. The man keeps talking, and that is why the poet wants to bring silence, at least for a short time. I am reading from the poem. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. Here 12 means hours, months, marks on the watch or clock also. This tells us about the passage of time. The poet wants to count from 1 to 12. 12 is a symbolic number, but through 12 he wants to denote the idea that at least for a very short period of time we should keep still. We should not speak out. Next stanza. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. On the face of the earth, the poet wants that at least for this very brief span of time, that's from counting time from 1 to 12, during this short period we must not speak any language, because through language often we want to show the supremacy, our dominance over others. So that is why the poet wants that we should not speak any language. We should stop for 1 second and we should not move our arms so much. There is a double meaning here. Arms stand for one body part, organ of the body, and weapons also. Because we often move our arms, our weapons, in order to show our supremacy, our power, our desire to express ourselves. Next stanza. It would be an exotic moment. Without rush, without engines, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Exotic means foreign, alien, unique. Alien moment, unique moment. Because suddenly the world comes to a standstill. No sound, no noise, no din and bustle, absolute silence. And naturally it will be a new experience for everybody who belong to this world. Because it's a chaotic world, all the time there is sound, noise, and suddenly the world becomes silent. So it would be a new experience for everybody. And we will feel, the people will feel that they are same. They belong to the human race, they are all one. A sudden strangeness will embrace them. They will be, they will be surprised to find that inside of their existence, they are all same. There is no difference between man to man. They all belong to the same human race. So a new kind of strangeness will dawn upon the human society. Common link they will find of peace and quietness. They will find that peace and quietness will integrate all people of this world. Next stanza. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hard hands. Here the poet talks about the encroachment on nature, and he hopes that will stop at least for some time. Because the fishermen, those who go to the cold sea to kill the whales for their monetary benefit, to make some profit, sordid gain, they go and kill the whales, and as a result the number of the whales is dwindling, becoming less. So the poet wants that killing the whale should be stopped at least for some time, and those hard-working people, those who are gathering salt, those who are doing rough work for survival, sometimes they will then in this brief period, the time counting period from 1 to 12, they will realize that they have already done lot of damage to their hands. Their hands are deeply wounded, and they will feel that they have ruined important part of their life by only running after money. Next stanza. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers. Green wars means wars against green. All the wars are directed towards the destruction of green's human habitation. And we know that we have experienced that wars are fought with poisonous gas, fire, war weapons. There is a famous poem of the Robert Frost, Fire and Ice, and there he has said that world can be destroyed both by fire and ice, and both possibilities he has accepted. So victory with no survivors. The poet here, Pablo Neruda, says that when we fight a war with gas, with pernicious, dangerous fire weapons, the fatal or deadly fire weapons, Yes, the victory will come, but we do not know whose victory it is, because after the victory there will be no survivor to enjoy it. Now, when during this period of silence they would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers, but now they will cleanse themselves, cleanse oneself physically and mentally. They will wear clean clothes and they will cleanse themselves. They will purify themselves from all the bad thinking, all the evil thoughts in their mind, and they will realize that this world belongs to everybody, not only the powerful people with money or power or muscle power, but for everybody. And man has no right to kill other human beings or to destroy the flora and fauna of this world. Now they will, with their brothers in the shade doing nothing, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. They will walk in the shade. What does shade stand for? Shade here is the symbol of relief, comfort, rest. They will walk in the shade and they will not do anything. They will not do any activity, at least for this brief period. Next stanza. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. The poet says that he is not speaking about inactivity. He is not propagating, he is not advocating inactivity, because life is what it is about. The meaning which we impose on our life is exactly that thing. And he does not want to see the truck loaded with dead bodies, which is the outcome of any war, any battle. He wants that man should not be single-minded, so megalomaniac. Megalomaniac means a person who is obsessed with his own power. Man should not be megalomaniac about keeping our lives moving. Life will move, but every time it is not necessary that we have to keep it moving. We have to keep it to a level. The changing the goalpost of our success, it is not all the time necessary. And at least for once we could do nothing, because the moment we start doing work, lot of mistakes will take place. So he is not talking about inactivity, he is talking about introspection. For a short period, man should stop doing any work and look within himself to find out who he is, why he has come in this world, what is the purpose of his existence, where he will go from here, and what role he is doing here, whether he is being able to give any meaning to your life, to his life or not, whether he is doing something worthwhile or just like he is following the trend. Following the trend is not the right kind of thing for the human beings. That is why the poet wants that man should for some time stop doing any work and introspect within himself. Because there is a sadness. What is the sadness? The sadness is we do not understand ourselves, and all the time we threaten ourselves with death. Because when one human being kill another, actually he is killing himself. He is killing himself, he is destroying himself. And this is a sadness. Another sadness is we do not understand ourselves. We do not understand our role here. And often we do wrong things here. We do what is not expected from us. So this sadness may be interrupted by a sudden stillness, sudden silence, and maybe in that silent period, man will be able to find some meaning of his existence. Next stanza. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and latter proves to be alive. In the earlier stanza, we have found that modern men are isolated and self-destructive. Modern men are isolated and self-destructive. And here, Pablo Neruda is voicing one idea of P.B. Shelley, that if winter comes, can spring be far behind? He wants that we should learn something, a lesson from nature, because in winter period, everything goes in sleep. The trees shed their leaves, and in Western countries, this environment often many places are covered with snow, and many animals, creatures go for hibernation. But that does not mean the death, the end, because after a certain period, life will come back with the appearance of spring, and we should get the message from here that if we stop working for some time, it does not mean that inactivity. Rather, we shall start again working with new vigor, new energy, new inspiration. The last two stanza lines actually, very interesting line, very nice line. The poet says, "Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go." Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Here the poet has convinced his readers about the necessity of introspection. That is why he says that he will count up to 12 and he expects that people will keep quiet at least for some time and he will go. He will go because his job is done, and that is why he will depart. So today, with you, in your company, I also taught this poem and I explained the meaning of this poem. I hope that the meaning has been clear, and having any kind of doubt or having any kind of question, you are always welcome, invited to send me questions, and the answers will be given to you, sent to you. It's a very important poem, very interesting poem also, where Pablo Neruda, it's actually the main poem is written in the Spanish. It's an English translation of this poem. Pablo Neruda has told us to stop doing meaningless activities. Not actually all works are not meaningless, but at least many works we do which do not have any long-term value. That is why he wants us to stop for some time, to introspect and find out the meaning of our existence here, to give some meaning to our life, and maybe to find out what is our exact role in this world. So thank you very much. So for the voicing the last line of Pablo Neruda, I also want to say that now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Thank you.